Well, we had a very big weekend for KVJ. In anticipation, we were hoping it was going to be soon, and we said it could even be over the weekend. Denny's wife, Jen, gave birth to baby Lachlan.
Yay!
Yes.
On Saturday
Baby's
night.
here.
How about that, huh?
Saturday night, about 8:17, it all went down.
Look at you, Denny's. You did it.
Yes.
You're a daddy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
The waiting game was pretty, nerve-wracking.
It is, yeah, because you just never know. That's the one thing I've always found, when having a child, just the whole ride from the first time you find out you're pregnant to every doctor's meeting to the delivery. And then when you bring them home, it's still pretty topsy-turvy until at least they're 18 and maybe longer. You're always just kind of worried about what's going on, man. Welcome to the world of parenting.
Yeah, I know.
Constant worry.
That's what everyone said, and you can feel it the millisecond you have a baby. It's almost as if a part of you now are responsible for just an extra portion of yourself.
It flips everything around because I think until you have a child, everything's very you-focused. And you're more worried about your own survival and longevity. And then as soon as you have a child, it all of a sudden just goes on to those things that you brought into this world and their longevity and success.
Yes, and I mean, they're still doing tests and stuff, but I keep listening in on doctors for them to say, oh my God, what is this? Or, stuff like that. I'm listening for the bad stuff, and fortunately, knock on wood, a lot of it's been very positive.
I do remember that because they do a hearing test and things like that when the baby first comes, and I remember that. When they wheel them out, I remember vividly still with Cannon, they wheeled him out and they're like, we're going to check to see if he has hearing, and you're just the whole time, you get that sinking feeling in your stomach. You're like, please, let this be good. And it's just one thing after another.
They just, every time they take them for a test and bring them back and they're like, everything's okay, you just, sigh of relief. And then you find out there's 19 more tests they got to do.
Right, yeah.
And what a beautiful baby. Lachlan is just next level adorable.
Here, so if you're watching on KVJ TV, I'll hold up a photo for everybody.
Okay. There's baby Lachlan.
Look at that.
I'll put up a post, too, on the social media so people can see as well.
The one thing that I did notice, too, is the blankets that they give babies are the exact same blankets that Cannon had 15 years ago. Do they ever change those things out? And they seem to be universal because I showed that photo to somebody that's not even from South Florida, like going, yeah, my baby had the same like 30 years ago in Maine.
The same thing with Jen. Some of her teacher friends have stopped by to say hello, and they go, I can't believe they're still using these same exact blankets. It's the same ones they gave birth.
Right. What is it with these blankets?
I don't know.
They never changed.
They're not the softest, too. I mean, I don't mean to critique, but haven't blankets upgraded in the past 20 years?
They're very beach towel. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, they're a little stiff.
Well, can't we get baby Lachlan something a little more cush?
Kind of even more like a dish towel. It's not at all nice. It's what you'd scrub your dishes with.
Yeah, but I feel bad because Jen was in labor for a long time. She was going to do, the natural birth.
Sure.
And, I mean, we made it all the way till. So originally they thought the baby could have came around noon, 2 o'clock. So we kind of had that in. The doctor was pretty sure. The night before, they give you pills that soften your cervix.
Right.
And then they induce you in the morning, and they said it could be a couple hours or it could be pretty immediate, depending on how far developed and how far dilated. Mm-hmm. And so when they did all that, and it was looking very positive, and then we hit a slow point where the dilation wasn't growing. Mm. And that was for a long time, but Jen was in labor that entire time.
Oh,
I mean, we're talking
brutal
hours. Yeah. So she was going through it, and we got all the way to the big push moment and the babies coming out, and then it started the oxygen was getting less as the contractions were, and they just decided probably C-section is the best way to go. So it was very sprung. I mean, from the moment they said that to when we went in there, it must have been 3 minutes of time passed.
They don't play. Because they watch the baby's oxygen level and they watch the heartbeat and all that. Like they're on it. And if they see baby in distress, they're like, nope, we're changing this plan quick.
Mm-hmm. So around 8:05ish, they just go, we have to do emergency C-section. So they push her out on the thing. A team kind of just ushered me into a room and they started throwing scrubs on me. And they go, we got to go in, And
did you say, I don't want no scrubs?
Yeah. Started singing. So, I mean, I'm outside waiting, and then the fire alarm goes off.
Oh, my God.
And they shut down all the floors.
What?
Who pulled the fire alarm?
This is Grey's Anatomy?
I hear you. So
what clown pulled the fire alarm?
So I go, what am I supposed to do? And the lady goes, I don't know. Here. She goes, come through here. So I walk around, and I walk into the operating room, and I see Jen laying there, and I see every organ in her body just being held by people, being put onto a table. I go, am I supposed to be in here?
Oh my God.
And the lady goes, here, close your eyes, and walks me around.
You're
right?
not supposed to be on that side of the sheet.
It's amazing what goes on the other side of the sheet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, when somebody pulls the fire alarm as they're opening your wife, it tends to be a little chaotic.
Yes, I think it was on another floor too. It didn't even have anything to do with us.
My goodness.
Oh my God.
Well, so I see this and I go, oh my gosh. So I walk around to the other side of the sheet and Jen's talking to the surgeon.
Really? Just having a conversation?
With all of her organs out of her body.
Wow.
So I looked on this side and I looked on this side. And I couldn't believe what was happening. And
That's
they're like,
unreal.
they're like, here, Dad, sit down. You know, so I
Dad.
sit down. And
Don't look.
Dad, you look a little flushed.
it's like, oh my God, where's am I supposed to be in
Can
here?
you hold this large intestine?
Well, so the funny part is the actual extraction of the baby is super fast. They got the baby out immediately, and they were prepping a table, and they handed it to me, and I'm holding Lachlan while they get, and then they set him down, and I mean, a ton of nurses come in. They're prodding, poking, tagging. There's all this stuff going on. And they're like, "Here, Dad, come over here." They handed me the umbilical cord and some scissors. They like cut this thing.
Wow.
It's a cool picture.
Yeah.
It's a really neat picture.
So I'll pull it up on KVJ TV, but you can see I was cutting the umbilical cord.
amazing.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
So I was in the surgery room, and then you're just wondering if
You look like one of the surgeons. Look at you.
Yeah. Dr. Dennys.
It's scary because you see your wife there, and then they knocked her out, so she's just laying there. I'm like, is everyone cool?
I mean, what a roller coaster of
Oh my
emotions.
gosh.
Well, so she was awake at first, and then at some point they
So,
knocked her out?
Yeah, I guess the spinal wasn't taking.
Oh,
so,
my gosh.
And it was an emergency situation, so they're like, let's knock her out. And that's what they did, man.
Well, I mean, one minute you're wearing a sweet hoodie, next minute you're in OR scrubs.
Oh my gosh! Well, so as they're explaining everything to me,
You're
there's
like,
just
"What?"
garments coming off and being put on you. They're just like, all right, so you're gonna stand in the back, make sure you don't go to the other side of the sheet unless you want to. If you want to film, you can film. Blah blah blah. Stay out of the way. Blah blah blah. As they're explaining and changing me,
Wow.
and then the alarm's going off.
It sounds like a Netflix finale series.
Oh my gosh! It was very nerve wracking up until because. Since they remove the baby so quick, they got to take it to NICU so that they can make sure and observe that everything's cool. Then they got to take your wife to another section and observe that she's cool before they bring everything back. So you're being sent to two separate sections of the hospital, all after 7 hours of labor. So I thought we were gonna we were right at the end, and they just go last second. Why risk the complications?
Yeah.
And
Well.
I'll say the C-section is very turnkey. They seem to have that down to a well-oiled machine.
And they know what they're doing. They do this all day, every day, and they can tell if baby's not coming out and it's in distress. They're always going to put that first and make sure they do the right thing.
It's all about the health.
Some people just push and just. That's why modern medicine is so amazing. You know, you can just cut her open, take baby, and we're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. That's how it all went down. Jen's recovering at the moment.
Doing? She doing all right?
She's doing all right. I mean, I think it's the incision is a little bit.
It's rough.
It
I
goes
hear.
through some pretty much your core muscles. So anywhere you move on your body, the center of your stomach kind of controls that.
She hungry yet?
She hasn't gotten hungry yet, but she's cleared to eat anything. Just as a normal diet is cool.
I asked the staff yesterday if she's allowed to have pizza, and they said absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
All right.
They want appetite to return, and I mean Lachlan, he's latching. He's been breastfeeding. We have a chart that you have to chart everything.
Yeah.
He's been duking, so I think we're good on that.
He made his first poo.
His first poo was gigantic.
Yeah.
Was it black?
Black. It went all the way up the back. Everything. It was the classic.
Oh, he's
Nice.
a big dumper.
Yeah.
Big dumper.
Yeah, Lachlan.
They were happy about that. There was urine, which is also awesome. So I think his system and he was sneezing a lot, which I guess is also very good.
Oh, he's got allergies.
So I think naturally that's how they clear their nasal passage.
Okay.
They sneeze, and he's also been a little bit of cooing and starting to cry. He's not a big crier yet. I think he's still clearing out.
He was very chill when I was there. I got to hold him for a little bit. He was just.
That's a great photo. You should see how tight Jaybird is as he's holding his baby.
I don't want to drop that baby.
Don't drop that baby.
No, man.
Don't you drop that baby.
Got him on lock.
He was very gentle. We wrapped you up in the. It's called My Breast Friend. It's a device that helps you hold a baby when you first start holding a baby.
Was Jaybird breastfeeding the baby?
I had it on, and I got real excited
latched on
about
the
putting
bird.
it on in front of the staff, and they're like, all right, what's going on here?
The baby's got all kinds of nipple hair now around his mouth.
Well, we're gonna get photos put up on social media so you can see baby Lachlan.
Yes, but it's quite the journey. When I'm holding, Lachlan as they're getting everything, and there's chaos around me. It's just weird how
it's a roller coaster ride.
It is,
and you think it's gonna go this way, and then it goes that way, and you're like, "What the hell just happened?"
I guess that's the one thing you can pass on is that your birth's probably not going to go exactly how you plan it. And
so is life, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you have it in your mind how you want it to go, but it's really going to be pretty hard pressed for it to go exactly how you want it to go. So if you can roll with the punches and stuff, I mean, they know what they're doing over there. You kind of just roll with them in, and it's a roller coaster when they're giving birth.
Sometimes you end up in scrubs.
Sometimes, out of nowhere, you end up in scrubs. Fire alarm going
Denny's looks like the doctor.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, we'll get videos and photos, whatever your preferred platform is, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We got it all. Just go to each platform and look for the KVJ show.